Hip hop was good. This is the Go Getter TV. I'm your guy, Deme D. This is another episode of Diggin Wit Deme hip hop vinyl show where I have people come through, show 5 pieces in their collection, a talk piece, a show off piece, and a prize possession. Got a returning guest. We still out in Maryland. Got my guy Kill in the building. You know we had to do another one. You already? When I'm talking about representing the culture, man, you're definitely one of those people that do that. A producer, a radio host. You've done it all. You've been in this culture for a minute. So just in case I want to get just something quick, real quick. Let them know who was one of your first favorite solo rappers.
First favorite
solo rapper? Because you were an enthusiast for real.
Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
Big Daddy Kane.
It was flat top?
It was flat top. Back in the day, in '88, used to have a flat top. They used to call me Big Daddy Kill in Philly. You know what I mean? Not to mention, shout out to Kane, man. Yo, he's like the Rosa Parks for dark-skinned niggas, man.
Salute
like,
Kane,
before '88, shorties be like, yo, you too dark. After '88, when Kane and them came out,
it was
everybody
nobody
was
like
dark
that.
skin bulls.
Yeah, because Curtis was the man, but he had a BDK swag.
It's like Eddie. What Charlie Murphy say? Eddie and him was the darkest people on the planet back in those days, So yeah, Kane came through, and then just one of the dopest lyricists. So it was like, I want to be like Kane. He was the woman's dude. The dudes loved him. Everybody rocked with Kane. So Kane was probably like my favorite back then.
Kane danced. Kane wore suits and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Kane did it all, man.
He did it all, man.
He had the ill leather trench on and the Lean On Me video. You know what I mean? Stayed with a rope chain.
He was iced out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So salute to one of the illest to do it, B. So again, this is Diggin Wit Deme, hip hop vinyl show. We're gonna get right into it, man. This is your second episode.
Yeah.
So what we starting off with, man? Because I know you have such a wide selection.
Man, we're gonna start off with we're gonna go to Philly with Schoolie D. Saturday night, the album. You know what I mean? From Philly, I remember copping this joint, him and DJ Code Money on the bag. Just had house in the joint. We Get Ill, dedicated to all the B-boys. Parkside 5-2 on Saturday night. I was talking to one of my young boys on Twitter. He was talking about what's good with Schoolie D. I'm like, yo, it's the originator of gangster rap. You know what I mean? Ice-T will tell you that.
Ice-T was just talking about
that it was him. You know what I mean? So Schoolie D was the one who really did it. And, the thing with this was Parkside 5-2. So like I said on the last time, my mom's was a jazz musician, so she used to have rehearsals in West Philly. So one day we on Parkside Avenue on 52nd Street, and I'm like, my little 10-year-old head just exploded, like, yo, this is Parkside 5-2, and they go to Parkside, and they go to bar that Schoolie was talking about. So it just blew my mind. So definitely this piece right here is just, to me, one of the most important albums for hip hop right there. You know what I mean?
With the Schoolie
D. We're gonna do with Schoolie right there. If you can, that album right behind you right there, my guy.
Oh, wow, these Philly guys?
Yeah.
These Philly guys.
We gonna go with The Roots.
It's the second one right here.
With Illadelph Half-Life right here.
Dope ass album.
The thing about this album for me, I didn't like The Roots when they first came out. Why? I won't say I didn't like them.
What was your intro to them? The very first joint?
Really organics. Their first demo.
Okay.
Their first demo. So what the Roots do is they keep the numbers going based off of their albums. So they look at Organics as their first album. That was like their demo that got them a deal. And then Do You Want More? Some people look at that as their sophomore album. The Roots themselves look at it as their sophomore album. I look at it like their first album because that's when they signed together.
Official joint.
That was their first official joint. And it was cool, but it was just like...
No, it wasn't this.
It was too light in the ass for me. Like, it was coming with the, we don't like no samples. Like, the way they were promoting it was almost like, not anti-hip-hop, but they were still on that cusp of that, like, Diggable Planets.
Okay, yeah, because I wasn't...
Because they played it, they had the live band.
I wasn't up on it like that. This is what put me onto them. Really.
But, of course, I like Proceed, Mellow My Man, Silent Treatment is still one of my favorite Roots songs. But my man who was from Philly who knew them was like, yo, you're going to like the second album. Like, they changed the whole sound. Black thought he going by the Bad Lieutenant right now. Like, and this was crazy to me. And the thing that I loved about this album in 96 is I would spend every summer in Brooklyn. And my Brooklyn people would just give me the blues with Philly rappers. They'd be like, yo, y'all corny. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Y'all
Prince, corny, like stuff like that. So when 3 Times Dope with Funky Dividends and that stuff came out, was kind of dope. But this was like the first time I was at Morgan, like all my New York niggas was like, yo, that nigga thought it's nice.
He is, because it was only what, them and the youngsters?
Yeah, I
And
mean, we
niggas
had a
ain't fucking
couple.
with the
We
youngsters,
we
but
had we had Steady B, Cool C, you know, before the bank
then three
robbery
times
with
dope.
that nut ass shit.
Shit, that's crazy.
3 times dope, you know, Jeff and Will. But again, Jeff and Will were the biggest people,
They
so
were
the whole
definitely
parents just
and
don't
their style was
understand.
different too. Like they wasn't like Schoolie and all
Right,
of them too. So.
right.
But yeah,
So
salute to the roots though,
that's
B.
that.
So we got the
piece.
third of the talk piece.
We gonna come with this joint right here. We gonna come with this Ahmad Jamal, The Awakening.
I like that cover too.
So many dope samples on here. I mean, one for just, you know, I want people to go dig, but one, you know, Nas's The World Is Yours is on here that Pete used for that. So this is it. The reason why this album is special to me is because, like, when I first started digging in 92, 93, I'm in college, I'm broke, I don't have a lot of money, so I'm always like doing dollar bins and just buying $5 pieces. I went to a record convention in Philly and I was like, yo, I'm gonna spend 50. I want this album. I was like, I'm willing to spend $50
you was
on
determined.
it. Yeah, I literally went to the record convention, brought this and went home. Like it literally was
like, he was on a
like
mission.
that was it. And it was like, to me, this was like buying out the bar for the first time because I had never spent $50 on a record. You know, people don't think about that, but you know, when them Beat by Dre headphones first came out, people were like $300 for a pick. Like it sounded insane. Where now it just sounds normal. You know what I mean? Same thing when Jordans first came out. It's like $100. Like now you get a pair of sneakers for $100. You feel like you just came up. You know what I mean? But for me to spend $50 on one album was like, because I'm used to spending $50 and coming home with a whole crate full of records. So like, I love this joint.
So you just to be clear too, you was digging before it was cool, before it was a thing, like you know, because everybody's on the wave now. But you've been at it.
And one thing I do want to shout out, I want to shout out my man, a kid called Roots, my OG from 889. Very ill producer, did a lot of bangers for a lot of people. He used to do a show called Milk Crates in '93, where he would play the original record and then play who sampled it. Now, again, I know in 2024 that sounds like who doesn't do that, but this is 1993, so this is before the Soul Man tapes and all that stuff. So a lot of my digging was different than the average producer because I would dig for stuff for me to sample, but to keep the show going, I also had to chase after what other producers used so that I'd be able to play like this is what they used and this is the original like that.
A kid called that name sound familiar.
Kid called Roots. He did the joint. He did Queens. Nah, he from Queens. He from Queens. He did the joint. He did a lot, but the joint he probably most known for that Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z. Do My Ladies Run This Mother?
Okay.
He did that joint, but a lot of stuff. So Roots taught me a lot about the production game, the digging game, and everything. I guess for a show-off piece, I got this right here. And I said I was saving it for you because I don't know if this still works.
Ooh.
This is Rahzel.
I never seen the vinyl.
All I Know. This was produced by Pete Rock. Now, the thing that's dope about this...
That's right. Pete did produce that.
And we're going to see if this still works because it's been sitting for over 25 years. Dang. They had it where if you opened it, it would beatbox.
Word?
I'm going to see if it still works. Nah, it don't. Like you were supposed to be able to press it, but you could... nah, it don't.
That would have been ill.
But yeah,
he's definitely one of the illest to do it though.
The battery died. Said, you know what? I want this to be live. Yeah, see if you press, you see the button right there.
Yeah, it's official.
If you press the button, it would beatbox. But I guess it's been sitting for so long.
Nah, that's what's up. That was his debut joint, right?
This was the debut 12-inch. This was the album because of course Rahzel was in the Roots.
He was in the Roots,
you know. But then he got off on his own, and Pete did the first single with this joint. So I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, that was a good time though. He caught that.
Damn.
So
man.
we got the 5th of Prize Possession again. I know it's one of many, my God. Man. I know it's tough.
Do I go old or new, bro? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to go with new.
I'm about to say flex on him.
This joint came out a while ago. It's a Tribe Called Quest box set right here.
Legends, Queens in the building. To
me, Low End, one of the dopest albums of all time. And what it does, it has all the 12 inches on 45. Even if you zoom in on it, you got them, what you got was on in the CD in there. And then you've got all the scenario with the remix. You got the jazz with the remix. You got Check the Rhyme. And then you've got all the other joints on this. And then you can put these all together. And it'll make the Tribe shorty. You know what I mean?
Fire.
So it's a new joint, but sold out quick. But definitely,
I can imagine.
Definitely a bragging piece right there.
Yeah, that's definitely a bragging piece.
You know what I mean?
Prize Possession right there. Yeah. Listen, so that was dope right there. So what we got? Let me see if I remember. We got Schoolie D.
We got Schoolie.
We got Roots. Rahzel, Ahmad, and the tribe. You know what I'm saying? Yo, so
Let me steal one more, B.
do your thing.
Let me
Listen,
steal
do your
one more
thing, man.
because the Rahzel didn't work, so
All
I
right,
want
so
to
yeah,
bring that back.
yeah. We doing another
I'm gonna go
one,
with this
yo.
joint right here. The Roy Ayers, He's Coming. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
Roy Ayers. So this joint right here, this bugged me out because of course this is the same
Yeah,
Smith and Wesson.
it fucked me
It's
up.
from Smith and Wesson's joint. I remember I was at my man Little Mike, one of the DJs, and I was going through his crates and I saw this and it bugged me out. Like, yo,
Word, that shit
that's the
threw
Smith
me
and
off.
Wesson album cover. You know what I mean? And you know they got the joint We Live in Brooklyn
Yeah,
right
yeah,
here. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So where they sample
Oh,
that
so
from.
that's why Smith and Wesson.
This is the We Live in Brooklyn joint right here.
So that's where they got the cover out there
That's where they got
from.
the
That's
cover.
so fire.
And here's the 45 with the actual camera shoot before they put the background to it. So that was just the original
That is
joint.
fire.
So yeah, so that's definitely.
See how you learn something. You could be in this
So the
game for
Home Sweet
forever.
Home
You could just learn something.
comes from the Roy Ayers.
I didn't know
We
they
come
took
from
the
Brooklyn.
cover though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
dope.
It tripped me out too, and it's kind of like similar to NWA's joint too.
Similar to
Straight
NWA.
out of Compton.
Yeah. That
you know?
angle.
But I mean, of course, this one just you see it
Yeah,
immediately
yeah.
when you see that.
The
You see
song
that
itself
immediately.
too, they pulled it off too, because it's dope.
Right.
How they flipped it though.
Right. So that's it. So yeah.
Yeah, salute to you though, Gama. Again, I love what you're doing for the culture. Keep it going. Make sure y'all tune in. Matter of fact, yeah, plug all your stuff, man. Apartment 5B in the building.
You can follow me at Twitter. And IG is KIL889 everywhere. We'll make beatsforfood.com. Everything is up there. And then anywhere that you listen to podcasts at, same thing with YouTube, just Apartment 5B hosted by Kill. We good money.
Yeah, man, this is the DagogetaTv where hip-hop lives. I'm going to keep bringing you that dope content, that hip-hop culture. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, hit that red button, you heard?